This week's video is based on something I did for a client. They had a table of HR data that they needed to split into separate sheets, one per country. Here's my data. What I need to have is one sheet for each location. So one sheet that contains the employees who are based in France, one sheet for the employees based in Germany, and so on. I've converted the data into a table which I've named employees. The first step is to create a pivot table, which I'm going to put onto the sheet called main pivot. By the way, the feature that I'm going to show you, the one that creates multiple sheets, only works with classic pivot tables, where the source data is in the worksheet. It doesn't work with pivot tables based on the data model. So I'll click Insert, Pivot Table, tell it I want to put the pivot table onto the sheet called Main Pivot, starting in A1, and click OK. What I'm then going to do is drag all the column headings into the rows section in the order that I want them to appear in the final output, which for me is the order they're listed. So I'll drag employee number into rows, same for first name, same for surname. I'll leave location. That is going to eventually go into the filters box, and I'll do that shortly. Drag department, drag grade, and drag hire date. Now with hire date, because the data in that column is dates, it's automatically grouped. You can see in the rows box, it's grouped by years, quarters, months. But if I do an undo, it will keep hire date in the rows box, but it will remove the grouping. Same with date of birth. Drag that into rows and undo. Now, I don't want the pivot table to have a traditional pivot table layout, which it's got at the moment. I need it to look like a table. So I go up to the Design tab, click on Report Layout, and select Show in Tabular Form. That's kind of created a table. What I then need to do is stay on the Design tab, go up to Subtotals, and select Don't Show Subtotals. And that gives it a proper tabular look. I also need to remove the little minus signs that appear to the left of each entry. To do that, go up to Pivot Table Analyze and click the button that's got plus minus buttons underneath it. And that is a toggle between showing those minuses and hiding them. I want them hidden, of course. If I scroll down to the bottom of the pivot table, there is a totals row. Even though there's nothing on there, we've still got the headings. So I'll turn off the totals row by going to Design, Grand Totals, and turning it off for rows and columns. And now if I scroll down, it's gone. I do think it looks a bit odd having borders around the cells in column A, but not the other columns. So what I'll do is I'll go up to the Design tab, click the arrow underneath the Styles panel, and select the first style, that one there. And what that does is that places borders around every cell within the pivot table. Then I need to drag location and drop that into the filters section. What that does is that creates a filter drop down that contains all of the locations. Now, I don't want to actually use that drop down in this pivot table, but that is needed for the next bit to work. And the next bit is what's going to actually create all those sheets automatically. I'll go up to the Pivot Table Analyze tab, and there's a little drop down arrow to the right of the Options button. And on that menu, you've got an option that says Show Report Filter Pages. I'll select it. And I've only got one item in that dialog box, location, because what it's doing is it's picking up the entries from the filters and putting them in there. So with location selected, I click OK. and that automatically creates all of those sheets. Before I go through the sheets, what I'll do is I'll zoom in so you can actually read them, but I want to do that to all of the sheets, France through to UK. So with France selected, hold the Shift key down and click on the UK tab at the bottom. That selects all the sheets between France and UK, and then use the zoom control at the bottom of the screen to zoom to say 160. So if I click on the France sheet, you can see that what it's done is it has created basically a copy of the original pivot table, but it's pre-applied a filter that only shows France. Same for Germany, same for Italy, and so on and so forth. Now, if I go back to the original data, which is in the data sheet, and I scroll to the bottom, I've got this extra entry on row 57, which I need to place on row 53, which is at the end of the table. So I'll just cut it and paste it. It just saves me manually typing all that data in. So you can now see what's happened is the table has automatically extended down to row 53. But if I go to the main pivot table and scroll down, it's not added that new record. And if I go to the UK sheet, because that's where, if I go back to data, that's where Billy Steen is from, the UK. So if I go to the UK sheet, it's not added Billy Steen there either. But if I click data refresh all, that will update all the pivot tables in this file. So I'll click data refresh all, go back to main pivot, and there's Billy Steen at the bottom. Go back to the UK sheet, and there's Billy Steen at the bottom of that pivot table. So there we are. There are other ways to split a range or a table into separate sheets. What I showed you was just one way of doing it, but to me, that's probably the quickest way.